Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to bring awareness. I'm going to read two short articles. Shanquella Robinson and the other article is about three friends who were found dead in a Airbnb while vacationing in Mexico. And so I'm going to read. Two Virginia families are searching for answers as they mourn the death of their loved ones, who were found dead in a vacation rental property in Mexico along with the third friend. Candace Florence and Jordan Marshall, both 28, grew up together in Virginia Beach as best friends and graduates of High School. The two were vacation in Mexico City with another friend, Cortez Hall, but he and Jordan Marshall were friends in New Orleans. But their families say all three were found dead inside their Airbnb. Word spreading on social media on Halloween. I saw my brother's name and I read it. My heart sank, and the hardest thing was to break the news to my mom, said Jordan Marshall's sister, Jasmine Marshall. My son called me. He had to tell me 3 times, Candace is no longer with us. Candace is no longer with us. Candace, and I just lost it, said Candace Florence's mother, Frida Florence. Members of both families went to Mexico to try to get answers, but say it's been a difficult process. The families say Mexican authorities haven't said how the three died. One of many unanswered questions they have. Possibly suffocation from carbon monoxide, but we're not 100% sure. We don't have any documents from her autopsy that was conducted a day or two after her death, said Candace Florence's father, Kelvin Florence. The Marshall family says Jordan's body just returned home to Virginia, and the Florence family says Candace's body will be returned soon. Instead of her 29th birthday celebration on Thursday, we'll have a candlelit vigil. It is harrowing. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, Frida Florence said. As they await answers, the Marshall and Florence families are taking comfort in knowing that their loved ones made a difference in the lives of others. Hearing from his students telling us how much they loved him and how much he meant to them, that made us feel great and so proud of him, Jasmine Marshall said. She wanted to do big things in life. I fathered from afar, and I stood back and observed my daughter and saw the things she was doing, and she was on her way, Kelvin Florence said. The U.S. Department of State confirmed the deaths of 3 Americans in Mexico and said it is closely monitoring the investigation into their causes of death. So I'm going to put the link in the description for you guys so you can go and click on this article. It is the WBTV on your side. So the other article I wanted to read, let me pull it up. It's just so sad that people so young are going to celebrate, their birthdays and graduations and just vacationing and they end up dead when their loved ones talk to them. Because of course, when you are someone's child and you go on vacation, no matter how old you are, your parents are going to check in with you. They're going to see if you're okay, if you've made it, and they're going to keep in constant contact with you because you're somewhere that you don't live. And for something like that to happen, even while the family is in contact with their loved ones, is so dark. It's so wrong. And it's just so scary because it doesn't encourage people to travel. I know I've traveled, but I don't travel like that. I would love to go to one of their resorts or something like that, but I wouldn't because of stuff like this. These people were well on their way, recent graduates, life taken for no reason. Mystery in Mexico. Charlotte woman found dead. Autopsy revealed broken neck, family says. It's become a mystery in Mexico as a Charlotte family tries to find answers to how a 25-year-old wound up dead. Conflicting reports have them wondering what really happened at a villa in Cabo. It was supposed to be a fun long weekend for Shanquella Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays. And I apologize if I'm saying her name wrong. She told me they had a chef. They were getting ready to eat. They were eating tacos or a salad or something. And I said, okay, I love you. Have a good night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. I never talked to my child again. She never made it back home. Her mom Salamandra Robertson told Queen City News. Salamandra said she was dead within 24 hours of her daughter's arrival. Figuring out how or why has only added to the family's nightmare. It started with a frantic call from Robinson's friends. They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. She said they couldn't get a pulse. She continued. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories. When the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities, they were learned of another potential cause of death. When the autopsy came back, they said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol, Salamandra said. They said she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten. Salamandra says the entire group returned from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body is back home, but answers have been hard to come by. I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it. Queen City News spoke with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico. They refute the claim Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident, and they vowed to find the truth about what happened that night in Cabo. She had a heart of gold. She loved everybody, and pretty much everybody loved her, Salamandra said. An official with the State Department told Queen City News they are helping the family obtain reports from authorities in Mexico. They recommend the family hire a private investigator and attorney if they question the circumstances. There has been a very short clip circulating around, but it's of supposedly like Shanquella and another girl. And so when I click on these videos, like some YouTuber that has like a robotic voice, I did see the video of Shanquella, and I want to say this is Shanquella. I am not sure, who could be one of her friends. And if she is the one being thrown around, easily she could have been injured during that. And so I want to follow up with more information. You want to be there for your friend, even if they have passed. You want to be there to make sure that her family knows what's going on, as well as keeping yourself safe. There's something going on in these places where young people vacation after in celebration of something. But this is very, very sad and concerning. All these individuals had bright futures.